Yo, 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 yo. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? There's been a lot of movement and shaking going on today. Um, and I wanted to wait till I got home to do it, but hell with it. I'm out here on my daily walk, you know what I'm saying? Get my cardio in and get to this Falcon loop. You feel me? Uh, big news of the day. Well, no, I can't sit there and say the big news of the day. But a move that happened today for the Atlanta Falcons. We took in we traded all right, what's going on? Um we traded Ruke for Smith, for Mason Smith from the Jaguars. Straight up trade, no trade well, no capital implication going on, right?
Now, I appreciate the trade because, as is, that was something that it's not a change course direction in the draft trade. It's just elevating the floor, as Ian Cunningham been sitting there saying for the long. I'm going to elevate the floor, and he has. Yes, 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 yes. I already understand it. You know, we drafted Root and we traded up for Root and we should have gave him time to develop. Yeah, I understand that premise. I get it. In all actuality, I get it. But it doesn't really make sense. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why for this. Right. So we drafted Root. We traded up. Traded her up in the second round to go get him. He's on the team. Right. What did he do? In all actuality, keeping it bang. What did he do? Rook Rook is one of the forgotten names on the Atlanta Falcons, especially defensively wise. Anyway, he was the guy with the cool last name that a lot of people didn't figure out how to say. It's a row. Yeah, but outside of that, what did he do for the team? Because if I remember correctly, Rook came in the same draft as Brandon Doyle. And all that's rather is reminiscent. It's reminiscent to Grady Jarrett when he first came in, and then yeah, Keanu Neal or well, no, I can't even sit there and say. Well, hold on, I can't even sit and say that it's compatible because Keanu Neal and uh Deion Jones were both better players than Root. Both of them were. Their first year, their second year, it doesn't matter how you want to compare it. Both of them were better than them. Then you have a fifth round draft pick that was better than them. Yeah, and I understand. Well, you gotta give them time to develop. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I'm not knocking that premise. Sometimes as a team in an organization, You have to go draft players so that they can sit there and learn the system and develop to be what you think their potential is. No problem with that. I have no issue with it. My issue is to the point of, well, we traded up in the second round and you're an afterthought. And you're an afterthought to the point of where we've sat there and seen this team continuously sit there and draft players in your position. So I could see it like I could see it like if he was an international player, right? Because you have more leeway with that player. You keep him on the practice squad for 3 years. You have leeway with him to develop him. But you literally sit there and trade it up to go get him in the second round. So now we're talking about draft capital that we took and spent to go get a player that can't find his way on the field. And yeah, I know some people sit there and say, uh, well, Rook was on the field here, there, and there. Yeah, all right, cool. That's cool. It's nice. It sounds good. But where was Rook when Doyless was sitting there dominating defensive line? Where's Rook? So here's the breakdown. Are we saying that Rook wasn't on the field because of conditioning? All right, well, here's my rebuttal. Well, if it's conditioning, well, how many seasons does it take you to get into NFL condition? Can we say it's development? All right, well, cool. How are you not able to develop in the same time span that it took Brandon Doyle, that was a fifth round pick, to develop, well, a later round pick to develop? I'm gonna put this out here, right? Uh Raymond Collins says, man, my friend coached him at Clemson. All right, well, Raymond Collins, what do your friends sit there and say about Root? And before you end up putting anything into the chat, I could pretty much sit there and tell you what he said. Well, he have all the athletic ability and gifts to be a monster in the league. And he just got to learn this, that, and third. He just got to develop, and he can get there. And he can be a difference maker for y'all. That's nice. Like I'm not negating that. Now, can you do it in the league somewhere else? Yeah, possible, possible. We came across that plenty of times. Parade Jared. Who else? I mean, like it's been a lot of defensive players that are left from the Falcons and they found their stride elsewhere. Like this show isn't about to knock on Root. It's more to the point of that I understand the vision. And there's more to the point of that the fans need to understand the vision. I'm sorry. Like this front office isn't the front office that was around when you became a Falcon fan. It's not it. It's not it anymore. Like everything, if you look at it, everything that they've done has been intentional. Whether we find a starter or we just raise the expectation of the backups, everything that they've done from the moment they got in here, Ian Cunningham, to this moment here, has sat there and showed you, hey, yeah, nah. Like the same old, that shit ain't gonna happen. We have core players. We have players that are dynamic. We have top tier players. There's no reason for us not to be in the playoff. But the reason that we're not in the playoff is because of there's no there's no competition. Now, if you remember, if you remember back at the beginning of last offseason, we was happy. We was happy as fans. We was happy. You know, well, Michael Penix got the starting job. Yeah. We piled on to it. Yeah. You know, he gonna be the starter. Don't need no need for competition. Let him go do what he gonna do. Blah 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 blah. But then you go look across the rest of the team. Where's the actual competition at? In all actuality? Like, where was there another actual competition anywhere on the team? They try to push that, Xavier Watson and Hellum, they gonna have a competition. No, stop it. We already knew Hellum gonna, I mean not Hellum, Watson was gonna be the starter before the season even cranked up. We already knew that. So where was the actual competition at on the scene? Did somebody push Drake London? Somebody push Jake Matthews? Hell, like to be honest, McGurr and McGurr was healthy. That was already slated in. Bergeron slated in. Um, Newsom slated in. Lyncham slated in. Bijan slated in. Where was the actual competition? Where have you been sit there? Where have you been in a position to sit there and say there was a comparable player to a starter that was on the team outside of the Penix and Kirk Cousins scenario? When McConnell says that's practically what he said. Hopefully he get on the hall. Practically what who said? Practically what who said? Like at this point, like I get it, because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Falcons too. And when I sit there and say that I'm a fan of the Falcons, I'm a fan of the logo. I'm a fan of the team. Yeah, do I have players on the team that I love and I want them to do the best that they can do? Yeah, most definitely. That comes with any fan. But that doesn't negate me from being objective and sitting there seeing what they're doing. I'm sorry. Like, Root never got nowhere close to what he could be. Now, is that more to the point of he couldn't do it here in Atlanta? Or he just don't have enough time? I don't know. But with this front office that we have, it wasn't fast enough. And this goes to what I've been saying for the longest. Don't be surprised if Jesse Bates ass get traded because they are looking to, for one, either go younger or get more immediate impact or more immediate value for a player. And I know a lot of people sit and say, well, let's trade Kyle Pitts instead of instead of Jesse Bates. Yeah, it sounds nice in premise. In premise, it sounds nice, but here's the scenario: from an outside team looking at a tight end that was just a All Pro. One, do I want to play the? Do I want to pay that franchise tag? For two, well, if I rework his contract so I don't have to pay the franchise tag, am I willing to sit there and pay him top tier tight end money? And possibly he bring up the tweener uh, uh, part of the conversation. Because if you remember, back what 2 contracts away with Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey was sitting there pushing that tweener notion. Well, I'm a tight end, but they use me more as a wide receiver. I'm the biggest wide receiver, da da da. And you saw how his numbers jumped. So why would you think that a team will actually want to trade for Kyle Pitts and go through the same thing in this offseason? I'm gonna be honest with you. The safest trade route to go where you can get value with less of the headache is to trade Jesse Bates. I'm sorry. But at the same time, hey, look, I value him. He's a dog, da 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 da. He come here and I can rework his contract, get him out that guaranteed money, take it, make it basically a 3 year with two guaranteed type scenario and keep it pushing. Or I can finesse it and put it as extension on the back end of this year. So he played this year under his contract, and then his extension come into place, which will put him around 33, 32, 33, age-wise. It's literally about the safest bet to go, trade-wise anyway. Yeah, and I hate to sit there and say it like that and be callous about it, but the truth is what it is. This is the eye test. Like, we don't sit there and go on what everybody else sit there and say. We try to give you the best factual thing that we can give you with the information that's been distributed at all times. Ray McConnell. No, Ray McConnell said, you said my boy, the coach him on college said once. I told you. I told you. Brian, like, if this page never, well, hold on, give me a second. If this page right here never gets monetized, I could care less. Me personally. What me and John are building is just actual, factual sports talk. That we pride ourselves on. It's literally why we said and made the name of this show the eye test, because we're literally sitting there giving you the actual unbiased eye test of scenarios. Yeah, and maybe sometimes the team move differently. Yeah, that's cool. But for the most part, I think we've been pretty on spot on with what we're saying. And it's not for us to sit there and scare somebody into believing what we're saying. It's more to the point of just giving you information and you make your own decision afterwards. Right? But Remy Collins, you sitting there saying that his college coach said the exact same thing that I said. And I'm just a content creator. Never been to Clemson. I've never been to Clemson College a day of my life. And it's not that far from me. But in all honesty, I just never went. But if he's sitting there saying that as a college coach, and then you have a new regime that's sitting there trying to go forward with what they're trying to promote, what they're trying to do, I'm sorry. To me, it's a great trade value wise, because if you look at it and look at what we done brought in, everyone that we done brought in for the most part all had a injury history somewhere within the last two seasons, but it was dogs before that. So here's the long game. If I bring all y'all in here and y'all perform, y'all get back to stride and perform well for my Falcons, well, my team could go make actual noise and do something. And long story short, if you don't, that's cool. Cause now in next offseason, I'm in the race for compensatory pay. That's why I say like every move that the Falcons have made since Ian Cunningham has been here, and I've said this numerous times. Way back when we first got like, everybody is not subscribed to Facebook. Man, subscribe to him, run on the comment, run on the like, share his content. Hey, one of the illest, one of the illest is doing it right now. In all actuality, one of the illest is doing it right now. Just not enough people that know about him. So y'all do y'all part. Get him in the algorithm. Get him to the point where if you just scroll down YouTube, whatever he just put out is already pulled up on in your algorithm. Get him there. That's where he need to be at. That's where he deserves to be at. Hey, George says, hey man, hop in real quick if you got a little bit of time. I'm gonna drop the link real quick. Yeah, I get it. I get the Hey, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? I don't know what the hell stream y'all did, but I fought through. Can y'all hear me? Hello? Yo.
What's going on?
Alright. Hey, hey, stay on here real quick and keep talking. Cause I don't know what the hell
Huh?
stream y'all did, but it kicked me out real quick.
What you say, Winston?
I said, stay on here, keep talking. I don't know what the hell stream y'all did, but it kicked me out.
All right, I'll talk to the fan.
It's all,
Just let me know when you back in. How y'all doing, family? Falcons family, how y'all doing today? If y'all can hear me, say something in the comments. Can y'all hear me?
you sound a little distorted.
Oh, it might be StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard does that from time to time.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you smooth right now. You smooth right now. Keep talking so I can figure this shit out.
Yo, can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me? James, or anybody in the chat, can y'all hear me? Somebody let me know what's going on. Hey, can y'all hear me? Can any of y'all hear me? Can any of y'all hear me? Stream, if y'all can't hear me, I apologize. StreamYard does what it want to do whenever it want to do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. StreamYard, like, don't get me wrong, StreamYard is a great platform to use, but StreamYard is like, it's a headache. It's a headache. Like, if y'all watch the eye test on the regular, you're definitely sitting there seeing me having to go out and try to go back in and this, that, and the third, and trying to adapt to the conversation because I'm so far behind the conversation. Like it's crazy. I put it to you like using a StreamYard. there has been numerous times where I've had to go in and out off the platform, mind you, because I'm running the platform. I can't I can't just exit out and come back in as a uh, normal platform uh, participant. I can't do that because I'm like the live is running off of my channel, right? So I have to work around that, go open up a whole nother page, try to go back in, see if I catch auto, exit out the old avatar of me on the last one, and see if that works. That's why y'all sit there, see me sitting there going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. That's what I'm doing. Like I'm literally sitting there trying to try to save the stream because if 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 I can't save the stream, then the stream gonna end unless John is on. Now if John is on here, I can sit there and do it. But if it's just me and the panel, then it is what it is. If I can't figure out how to save the stream, then the stream just gonna end. But I do appreciate all of y'all sitting there bearing through what we're going through, while we're trying to give y'all content. James, you
Yeah, I'm here.
James.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, okay. You might be cooking with Crisco all now.
mm, I try. I try. I try. Uh, man, so what's the subject? What's going on? What's the subject?
Well, I've just been sitting there talking about Ruke being threatened.
Um, you talk.
I want to go into the other subject, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know about time constraints or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Uh,
talking about Ruke.
yeah. Yeah, but Root being traded, man. To be real, I hated to see him get traded. But for the mission and what they're trying to do, I understand it. I understand it.
Now, let me ask you this,
Uh-huh.
because I'm gonna ask you what. Well, it may not be something that a lot of Falcons fans should have asked, but I'm gonna ask you anyway.
Hmm.
What? Why would you not want to see Root get traded?
Why would I wouldn't want to?
Yeah.
Potential. Because for the simple fact it is, he has showed some flashes of he can be a permanent D tackle. And the way the defensive line was set up on pass rush, he benefited in some type of way.
So you're going off of potential, off of no, no. All right. Let me throw this out. Um, Root, like how long do you think, and all that sort of just timetable wise, if Root was still on the team, how long you really thought it would take for Root to develop into something actually serviceable?
Yeah, I think it was going to be this year. To be honest with you, I actually thought he was going to have a better year this year. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No.
I actually thought he was going to be beneficial really this year. Um, because I thought, that they may use the draft and potential to go get DTs out the draft and move in that manner and just have him. and just stack the defensive line more, and it was going to benefit him because it was going to be his second year under Nate Ollie, learning under him, and that's, I thought he was going to be serviceable this year.
All right, shit. Now he's been under Nate Ollie for a season.
Hmm.
All right, you seeing the flourishment of Brandon Dolan and Zach Harrison.
Yeah,
You both saw them on track for standout breakout years under Nate Ollie. All right. Now, if you go look at Root wasn't really able to get a lot of playing time. But at this point, like we can all sit and say, it wasn't because of. Hmm, I'm not gonna sit there and say it because of physical talent. I'm gonna say it's because of football talent,
I said the same.
and that's his issue. All right. So, with that being said,
Hmm.
that's more of an indictment to the previous regime. Because remember, they traded up to go get Ruke in the second round.
It's true.
And you literally sat there and traded him player for player. Not no draft compensation, none of that. Miss Maggie T, what's going on, babe? Everybody in the chat, if y'all not already subscribed to the Lady Falcon, AFN, uh, subscribe to them, run up the likes and comment. Miss Maggie T, Big Boss Dog over there, Lady Falcon, come on. I want to say Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Um, Miss Maggie, put in the Lady Falcon show time so everybody know. Yeah, most definitely. Like we over here in the actor, we don't hate on none. We love fellow Falcon content creator. As long as the Falcon content creator, keep it a bang. Yeah, it's very simple. But but with Root, so we got Mason Smith. Uh, Root elevated his pass rush uh last season. Mason Smith elevated his in his first year, but Mason Smith went through an injury. Now, James, I'm gonna ask you this:
Hmm.
taking our potential and just off what you've seen, who has the better trajectory of playing the position that they're in?
I might have to go with Root.
You said Root over Mason Smith.
Yeah, because of stability. Root is more reliable than Mason Smith. I know the history of Mason Smith all the way back from his high school days. I kept up with his recruitment. And
Mhm.
the thing is, what- can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, okay.
And
Now
then, you know, you got
I muted my mic so you can go ahead cook. Go ahead cook.
you know with you got with string y'all, you got you got to make sure you're on top of everything because you get to talking and that thing nobody can hear you. But
Bruh, who you telling?
I'm trying to tell you, you know,
I done had whole soliloquy and deposition on this young goddamn. Ain't nothing getting cut. But carry on, carry on.
oh, with Mason Smith, I watched Mason Smith in high school. He was a 5-star defensive tackle coming out of high school that went to LSU. But then LSU, he was pretty good within his first couple of years. Um, what happened was is that he tore his ACL off celebrating, out of all things, celebrating. And because he made a play, then he jumped up and he jumped and he bent his knee back and he tore his ACL. Um, and then ever since then, he's been in and out all the way up into the NFL with the Jacksonville Jags. Um, within the situation, does he have his potential? Yeah, but has that potential been tapped? I'm gonna say no because he was coming off the bench in Jacksonville with the Jags. Now, do I have a uptick? Well, do I have confidence that he can get better within this staff? With Nate Ollie, yes, because Nate Ollie is one of the best defensive line coaches in the NFL. So he can coach up Mason to a point to do what he need to do. We just have to see it progress at this point. And the reason why I'm going with Rook is because he's been more reliable than Mason in regards to play.
Well, hold on. Now, here's the pushback. I can't sit there and say play against play that Root has been better than Mason. That's a dog. We can't sit and go do that. Now, the
I'm not saying
ability to get on the
I'm
ability to get on the field, yeah,
yeah,
I give
that's
you
what I'm
that.
saying. I'm not saying as far as play wise. I'm saying more of getting on the field. And
All
yeah,
right. So
yeah,
so so
I
so
agree
the,
with that. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, as far as being more available within the first 3 years compared to the both of them, yeah, I go with Rook on that. And that's the only reason basis up because the stats are similar to each other. It's only based by a half a sack, basically. So it's similar, but I
all
go
right.
with
So
Rook because of the stability.
so let me ask you that: player for player on the field, who's a better player?
Say Mason. Mason is an athletic 306-pound defensive tackle all day. I've been watching him since college. Mason Smith is very athletic. I wanted him at Bama. That's how much I wanted Mason Smith. Because when it came down for his recruitment, Bama was in his top five. I wanted Mason at Bama. So I agree, athletic wise, it's Mason.
All right. So with that, did this did this move right here? Did it not elevate the ceiling for the Atlanta Falcons as a whole?
That's a good question. No, but it helped within the scheme because it simplifies what Mason have to do and what his job responsibility is. That's the
But
only positive.
that's
I
elevating the
said that.
floor.
I
That's
said I
elevating the
said that.
floor.
Yeah, in the simple sense, yeah, I give you that. But as far as like the totality of everything, not to me. But in that aspect, yeah.
Like I put it to you like this. Like I'm a fan of the logo. Like any player, if the player is going, if the player moving on somewhere else is going to help the Falcons more in the long run and the immediate, it makes sense. Like trading Bijan, that's a dub. There's no purpose of it. And I've sat there and seen a lot of people say, well, we won't win them with B. John. Go ahead, trade him. That's dumb shit. Because you're literally sitting there putting yourself in a position that you was at before you had B. John, before you had hope. You have hope because you have players like B. John on the team. Now, with Mason Smith, Root, and like hell, we've been talking about this numerous times on Rook is like there's there's something going on because Rook has to keep trying to sit there and fight his way on the field, and he can't get on the field consistently. There's an issue somewhere along the line. There's an issue. Now, is it a disconnect with the talent level or him picking up the scheme? I don't know, but there's an issue somewhere along the line. But you know it's an issue when Brandon Dolan is dominating in snaps over Ruke.
And Zach Harrison.
And if you and, yeah, and Zach, but I mean like even beyond that, because Dolan and Aurora chicken came out in the same draft. They came in the same draft,
Mhm.
and he can't figure out how to get on the field more. Now, can he go to Jacksonville and go light it up? Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna discredit the potential of him. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Mhm.
It's just more to the point of what's going on right now. Can you figure it out? It's really it's a yes or no question because I can't sit there and wait forever for you. Like if you sit there and look at it, go look at any other position on the team. Who got that much of a grace for it as a high pick, a first or a second round pick? Ain't nobody got that much on grace on period. No one, nobody on the team.
Mhm.
Michael Penix. Hell, we've been arguing about Michael Penix since goddamn Michael Penix got drafted. He was drafted in the top 8 of the entire draft. Like it does not make sense. Well, well, for one, it didn't make sense for us to go get Ruke in the first place. For one, for
Yeah.
two, you done went through this. You just seen him for 2 seasons, and he can't get on the field. He cannot consistently make a stamp. Yeah, he has flash plays. There's a difference. Having flash plays when you get on there and actually getting on the field and playing a consistent amount of plays and number of minutes is entirely different. Like if I throw you in there, hey, such and such need a breather, but I expect you to be able to do something while you're there. Splash play. If you're a consistent contributor, then such and such can come sit down for half a quarter, and I'm
Mhm.
perfectly fine because I expect and I know and I believe in my heart that you're gonna be able to handle it. You never had that rule. You never had that rule. Go look at the snap cap. You never had that rule. It was just more to the point of Root made a play here, Root made a play there. Yeah, that sounds good in premise. In premise, yeah, it sounds good. But what are you doing in practice and all this other stuff that make them believe that they can't trust you to get on the field for a substantiated amount of time?
Mhm.
That's what the issue is. Like fans have to get off the notion of everybody that comes to the Falcons is good for the Falcons. That's a dub. Like that's just not how it works. People come to the Falcons and then come in a myriad of ways, but everybody that comes to the Falcons is not good for the Falcons. We've seen that. Yeah, I think you back to 2020. Go back to 2020. The Falcons took and literally set the NFL record for 1 year contract. Yeah, they all them sit down and wore the Falcon attire. Yeah, they did. Was all of them good for the Falcons? Hell no. No. They just served a purpose to get through the season. And in all actuality, that what Ruke should have been. Root should have been a fifth or sixth or seventh round pick. And I hate to sit there and say it, but that's what it was. And the Falcons said in believe in the hype, and I said this on the other show, our last show that we had on Wednesday. I said you can see the difference with the front office because of intention. The last front office was sitting there, literally sitting there drafting names. Trey Fondo did the same thing. They were drafting names. The name of Ruke was, oh man, he's a raw talent and he's gonna be that guy once he put it all together. This, that, and third, blase, 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 blah. It sounds good in premise. It does. I'm not negating that. It does sound good in premise. But what did you do when you got to the NFL? Like call a spade a spade. What did you do when you got to the NFL? Like you cannot have that standard for certain players and not have it for all players. You have to have the same standard all the way across the board. Any position. I don't care what it is. Defensive end, quarterback, uh, uh, wide receiver, da da da. What did you do when you got to the NFL? Yeah, your college accolade could be great. Love you for that. But what did you do when those lights was on you and the shit hit the brick? What did you do? And
Did you
that's the biggest
barbecue or
thing.
mildew? That
Did
boy
you barbecue or
mildew.
you milled?
Mildewed a lot.
Hell, he couldn't even mill because he won't get on the field.
He mildewed. He still mildewed because he couldn't get on the field.
Exactly. That's the point I'm sitting trying to get across to you. Because I understand. Yeah, man, we got Ruth in the second round. Like, why the hell would we let him go this early? He just gotta figure it out. Da 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 da. Da. Yeah, I get it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. The only position in the NFL that get that grace, the only position that get that grace is a quarterback. That's it. There's not another position that you get that grace at all. A wide receiver, a wide receiver. If you hell, if I draft you high enough and you can't even become the number two wide receiver, I'm gonna bury your ass. Pump up here, I'm gonna bury you. Look at Jahan
Mhm.
Dotson. He just went through it. He was drafted to be the number one wide receiver in goddamn in Washington. But Terry McLaurin got back on his shit and took off a runner and they made him the number two. Then they thought, well, hell, well, he's the number two and Terry balling the way he balling. You know what? I can trade him. Yeah, I can trade him and get some value real quick. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna be a dumbass and I'm gonna trade him in my division to Philly that is really on the upswing and I see the draft moves and offseason moves that they're making. They're building a juggernaut. But hey, you know what? I'm gonna put a little sprinkle on top of the ice, and then Philly go and win Super Bowl with Jahan Dotson. Huh? There's that. There's that. That happened. Like that's the dumb move that franchises that are not used to winning. Those are the type of moves that they make. Every move that Ian Cunningham has made since he's been here is on some. This is a franchise that is used to winning, and I'm going to will this culture on this team. I'm gonna push it on 'em. Whether they like it or not, I don't care. Suck a dick. This is what we're gonna do because excuse me,
Bless you.
excuse me,
Bless you.
because appreciate you. Because I've been around numerous winning organizations, and they all do this. They all move like this. So yeah, yeah, we brought in Matt Ryan. We brought in Matt Ryan for president of football operation, and he's supposed to change the culture. But in all actuality, him changing the culture is bringing Ian Cunningham.
Yep.
All,
Agree.
all Matt doing right now is Matt is sitting there, sitting back in his office with his feet on the desk and sitting there smiling. And, damn it,
Eat,
figured it out.
eat,
I
eat,
I
eating this
found Da
coffee and
Vinci Code.
donut.
Show shit. Chicken Alfredo, shrimp scampi. Like he's eating good with his feet up on the desk. And if I waste something on this suit, that's cool. I got 20 more in the closet. My job is done. In all actuality, my job is done. I'm at this point, I'm just a figurehead. So if any smoke come down, it comes to me. But Ian is the one that's actually changing the culture. That's what it is. That like in all actuality, that's what it is. Ian is the one that's changing the goddamn culture. It's not Matt Ryan. Yeah, Matt Ryan brought in the culture changer, but Ian is changing the culture, and I love to see it. I've sat there and said it on here. When we first hired on Stefanski, hey, I don't know how the fuck I feel about it Stefanski hire, but I do know this: if they go get Cunningham, I get behind it, and they go look what he did. Ian, Ian had brought in people that should be backups this coming year. There would have been starters last season. Now tell me I'm lying.
You ain't
The
lying.
majority of the picks that he brought in this year would have been starters on this team last year, and we're expecting them to be backups this year. The fan base are expecting majority of them to be backups this year. That's taking the floor up to goddamn to roughly the sixth floor on a 10 story penthouse building. That's changing the culture. That's what it is. That right there is changing the culture. Being sub, that shit don't play no more. Being Harris, yeah, that shit don't play no more. Being just collecting a check, yeah, that shit don't play no more. You hear? Fight for your job. Because I promise I can find you some. I can go find somebody that can goddamn compete for your job. Fight for your shit. That's where the age old Odom comes, where survival of the fittest. That's where it comes. Competition breed diamond. When you have high quality coal going against quality coal, yeah, diamond gonna come out. But if I'm sitting there, if I got some iron and I'm sitting there trying to make a diamond out of iron, how the hell that gonna work? Make it make sense. JD Bertrand. No, don't get me wrong. JD is a great special team player, but on defense, fuck no. You should never see this field. You shouldn't see the field outside of goddamn victory formation. To be honest, and let's be like, let's call a spade a spade. That's what it is. You shouldn't see the field outside of that team just sitting there giving up the game to us, and they're in victory formation or special team. And I've raised the bar so far that there's no way in hell that you would be somewhere in his linebacker rotation unless you at the dead bottom of it, like you a rookie. You're not over Christian Harris. You're not over Tyndall. You're not over Troy Anderson. Like, where are you going? Who are you gonna be over? You can't. But you was a starter for us last year for like 3, 4 games. Change of culture. Change you.
Yeah, I'm here, and that's what you need. You need a change in culture. Look what happened in the last 8 years we have. What have we done in the last 8 years? That's the question, because for the simple fact it is, everybody know what we've done in the last 8 years. And that's nothing. Nothing.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
been we been fed for too long with the situation. What Raheem say when he first came here? We was a quarterback away. Then they decided to make the dumb decision with the Kirk Cousins
Hold on, hold on.
situation.
What? I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said. This motherfucker sat there and said, and I quote, "I would not be here if you had better play from the quarterback position. I would not be here if the quarterback position was better." And how many stones did you throw at the quarterback scenario? Well, carry on, man.
And the
Go
thing
ahead, cook.
is with and the thing is within the situation is that when you look at the totality of the situation, that was a other fuck up for one, for the money, and for two, what Kirk Cousins was coming from. You the thing is, and from what we look at from the situation, is it was bound to happen that there was gonna be a clusterfuck. Did we think it was gonna happen soon as it did? No, but it happened, and
I did.
you just don't give a person $180 million from coming from an Achilles injury. Yeah, he was balling before he got the injury. That's true and indeed. But within the situation at that point in time, if you knew you was going to address the quarterback situation, you just should have saved that 180 mil and put your eggs behind Pete. It was a new quarterback with a new offensive coordinator. Both can grow and learn together.
Yeah, like and Prim, that what they should have did.
That's what they should have
But
did.
the shit that they did was fucking dumb. And I said that on draft night when we drafted him. We just built this team wrong.
Yeah, I
I
remember I was at
sat there and said it.
I
Yeah,
remember I was at
you
work
was
and I
on
got
that.
pissed off. Yeah, 'cause I came on while I was at work and I was pissed off. Even though I
Yeah,
was
and I
happy
said
that
that
people
shit.
got paid, but I was
Like
more pissed off on how they did this.
exactly. That's what I was sitting there saying. Is dumb shit. You don't commit all this money to a quarterback and then go get another quarterback in the first round that damn high. Like if you were going to go get a quarterback in the first round, yeah, go ahead trade now, trade down, recoup some shit, and then go draft a quarterback. But you draft a quarterback at the eighth pick, where you can't get another value from him that has an injury history, and what happens now? He's in the league and he done got hurt again. All right, don't get me wrong. I am a full Michael Penix uh, 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 champion. Say this all the time. I'm all the way behind Michael Penix because I do believe his talent that he displayed in in college and in the pro. I do believe he could be a top tier quarterback. Give you that. I give you that. But I also give you the caveat what I was sitting there thinking about years ago when we drafted. If you going to go get a quarterback that early in the first round, there was for one, there was no reason to go spend $100 million on a fucking quarterback. Because Kirk Cousins' money is $100 million fully guaranteed that he was gonna get. Rain, sleet, sail, hell, snow. He's going to get that. Like we literally just had what a $43 million backup quarterback last year. Do
Yep.
y'all not understand how asinine that is? That's fucking crazy. That's
43,
crazy.
43 and then still paying this man 10 million this year.
When
That's crazy.
and all that's why because we got two and he just signed another contract. We pay him 8.7, but damn near 10 now. And that's another nod I give to Ian Cunningham because you literally got two for free. We got two on the roster for $0, and I don't
Yep.
think people actually understand it. We have Tua on the roster for $0 because the money that we want to pay Kirk Cousins, and with him sending aside to the Raiders for 1.3, that covers Tua's contract. So we literally got two on the roster for $0. But now the last time the Falcons had close to 100 million guaranteed. We had what 80, 80. It was like 80, 88. It was $88 million. Now look how we said and transform our defense. How we transform our team. Got Anya Mata, you got Caden Eller, you got Jesse Bates. Like so, imagine what we could have did with $100 million then. You already got Bijan. You got Kyle Pitts. You already have Drake London. You already got David Onyemata. Grady was still on the team. Got Jesse Bates and Caden Elliott. Got AJ. You had already drafted Zach Harris. Imagine how you could have built this team with that $100 million that you sat there and wasted on a quarterback that had sat there and tore his Achilles, was old before he took and tore his Achilles, and then the team that he was playing with didn't want nothing to do with him. And then the Falcons had a bright idea to sit and say, "Hey, you know what? Don't nobody else want him. I want him. I'm not gonna give him a vet minimum deal because I probably can't get him. I'm not even gonna throw that in the mix. I'm gonna throw him 100 million guaranteed. This is about the dumbest shit possible. So if y'all watched the draft show and y'all said that and saw me when I said we built the team entirely wrong, that's what the fuck I was meaning. That shit is fucking retarded. At the most. And I'm being all the way general. Kirk Cousins would have got, to me, Kirk Kirk would have got 2 years. He probably would got like 2 years, 2 years, $75 million contract with like 40, maybe 50 million guaranteed, and we go from there. But I'm not giving you 100 million guaranteed when I haven't seen you perform outside of your Achilles tail. I would have gave you 40, 50, and they're basically made a 1 year contract. And then if you perform through that and you look good, all right, we can come back to the drawing table. But I'm not gonna sit there and give you all this money when my team needs so much. And we both know you're not the answer for it. You can't play defensive end. You can't play linebacker. You can't play CB2. You can't play safety. So why the fuck am I giving you all this money with a team that hasn't won? It doesn't make sense. You swung for the fence. You got down. You airball, and here's the result. Your ass got fired.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was a clusterfuck. But within the situation, I see this as a positive moving forward. Um, they to me they establishing an identity of what they want to do at the quarterback position. They establishing identities in other positions of need on this team, and they know what they need to do. I feel confident within the organization. And my only aspect at this point is the coaching. Let me see where the coaching goes from here. Let's see if the coaching can progress and say that a Kevin Stefanski is in a better situation. He knows what to do within that situation now. That's what I'm analyzing at this point because as of right now, you do have a fan base that's half and half right now within on Kevin Stefanski and the coaching staff that he's hired. I'm more of looking at it, seeing the direction and moving forward within the direction at this point to put some winning seasons within the Falcons organization. The Falcons need to stop being one hit wonders. We need some establishment. We need to establish ourselves in a vulnerable NFC South and make sure that we can get over top on these teams because we have the equal talent on this roster on paper to compete with anybody in the NFC South. It's just the coaching and stability of executing the game plan at this point to make sure that we can get these wins that we should walk out with and stop being in
Hell,
close games with sorry ass teams. That's another thing.
I I'll be honest with you. The roster as is, we can go compete with any team in the league as is before the draft. I'm gonna be honest with you because we sitting there seeing from the roster of last year that we are able to go compete with any team in the league. Look what we did with Buffalo. Look what we did with the Rams, and the team has gotten better since then. So the roster that we have right now, hey shit, coaching wise. Hey, if you do what you're supposed to do, we can go smack them up. But the variable is quarterback position, and well, in all actuality, that's really the only variable. Now, I hate to break it down like that, but in all actuality, that's the only variable. Who's going to be the quarterback? Penny, Tua. And in all actuality, me personally, well, I'm I'm gonna take my fandom out of it. I'm gonna take my fandom out of it. For the Falcon, the best move for the Falcon is for Tua. I mean not Tua. Penix to win the quarterback competition. Because if Penix wins the quarterback competition, Penix is going into year three. Next year will be year four. You still have him on all those on his rookie contract, and then you still can get fifth year option off of. That's how you build your team. That's how contenders usually build their team. Unless you just have that dynamic player that just take them over the top. But that's usually how they build their team. Tua money from Miami runs out this year. He's already like that's all he already got that. He already got that money. That 54 million, he already got that. That 1.2 for a month, he already got that. So next year, if Tua wins the competition, Tua is going to want a comparable contract. So next year, when next offseason, when we have money, do you want to actually pay a quarterback all that money, or would you rather sit there and continue to build a team?
Rather
That's the
continue to build
move.
the team. To be honest with you,
Exactly. Wait, that's why I've never understood why people wanted Tua to win the competition. Yeah. Now if Tua is just flat out better than Penix, for one, cool. I'm with it. For two, it shows you what you have in Penix. And you have a first round draft pick next year, so you can go get a quarterback if you want to. But financially wise and team growth wise, it makes more sense for Penix to win the quarterback competition than Tua. Because we can sit there like right now next off season, we're looking at well with all expiring contract, we'll be at like 157 million. Cool. All right. Now with the 157 million, then you got to sign back whatever you got to sign, blah blah blah. Now let's say we don't sign none of our offensive talent this offseason. B. John, London, Cal Pitt. You don't sign none of them up, right? Okay. So you had 157 next year, and Tua won the competition, looked like a franchise quarterback. What do you think the Falcons gonna be able to do? Like financially wise, like in all actuality, what the fuck you actually think the Falcons gonna be able to do? You gonna fuck around, you gonna sign Tua. It could be a 2 year contract. Yeah, that's cool. But the front is gonna be heavy, so that can bite into it. You can sign Bijan because well, hell, we already know you're gonna sign Bijan either way you put it. And then here's where the heady decision comes in. You signing Drake London or you signing Cal Pitts? Because at that point, when you're actually paying a quarterback contract, You can't keep both of them on payroll. That's beyond Jesse Bates if you don't trade them this offseason. Because Jesse Bates contract run out. So what are you actually gaining? That's why I said to say trade Jesse Bates as now. Because if that formula plays out, you're gonna lose more than what you had this year for no reason. You're not gonna gain anything. Which once again set the Falcons back. Doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm. It don't. It don't make sense. So, that's why I can root and hope for Peanuts to win the quarterback competition. To be honest with you, because for the simple fact is that if he does well this season, then we can just build more and more around Peanuts at this point to make sure that he doesn't have the excuse of the situation overall, and he can build and be the best that he can be on his team. Because that delays it by another year or two of signing Penix. If we basically have the roster set at that point, if we do it that way, to be real. Yeah.
And that's how teams go win Super Bowl. And all that's well. Hell, look at Seattle. Seattle took and won a Super Bowl because in all that's well, the majority of their roster was already set. It was already set. So they just tweak, 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 brought a quarterback in, boom, Super Bowl win. Look at Philly. Philly took in, played the long game. Took in, build the team up, build it, build it, build it, build it, build it. And then I'm just gonna smack you. I'm gonna smack you in the face with so much overwhelming that you can't do nothing about it. And then when you think that you're gonna shut down this aspect of my offense, I'm gonna just bust you in the head with D because you forgot I have two first round drafted receivers. So yeah, you can shut down the run game that we relied upon all season long. But I still got these two dogs out on the outside, and I'm still gonna bust you in the head. That's what you call a verse team. I can do whatever defensively that you want to do. I can counter it and still smoke you. And if my premise is to actually sit there and run the ball, I could. I'm gonna just beat your ass in the head with the pass game till you back up off you on the line of scrimmage, and then I'm just run the ball on you. See, when Philly played Kansas City in the Super Bowl, Kansas City was committed to stopping the run. Cool. Bet. So you're sitting there telling me that I have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith a one-on-one on islands. Yep. Bet. Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck with that premise. And that's how Jalen Hurts ended up winning the Super Bowl MVP. Very simple. See, like when we played the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl, yeah, that premise makes sense, but it didn't work out that way. They just took in, they did what they supposed to do. Take out Julio because Julio is really the focal point of their offense. Everything comes off of Julio. Yeah, we had a dominant run game. Damn right. But the run game was only effective because Julio was effective. Sanu. I could take Sanu out because I take Julio out. And Taylor Gabriel. I can take all y'all motherfuckers out just if I shut his ass down. And that's what you saw. And the the great Cal Shanahan that everybody wanted to come back, that's why Kyle Shanahan can't go get a ring because he can't understand the simplicity of a defense when they sit there and present it to him. He can't figure it out because I do this way, that way, and then when this happens, I'm hit. I got a counterpoint if you want to stop the run. I got a counterpoint if you want to stop the pass over all pass. But if you actually sit and go target my number one, I don't have a counterpoint for it, and that's just what happened. Go look at any San Francisco on Super Bowl with Cash and his the AC. Go look at it. They sit there and isolate his number one threat, take his ass the fuck out of the game, and then he just hit. And then he be like, oh well, he making a run. They making a run. They making a run. And then what happened? Football is very simple. Motherfucker just overcomplicated. And that's why they don't succeed to the point that our expectation or uh, what they think they could be. That's right. I mean, it's very simple what's going on, but because you're in such mental turmoil over being better than the next one, as in the defense coordinator, or whatever, like you just miss the simple shit. You literally just miss the simple shit, and that will cook you every time. Look at us. When we was in the Super Bowl, we were clicking. First half, getting to it. What we had? 17 points on offense. Shit, y'all man, good. Then right before halftime, uh, Ricardo Allen, not Ricardo Allen, Alpha, Alpha taking house on pick six. Shit, man, the game over. Then what happened? You know what? If I double down on this run and bracket Julio, you got a chance to get back in this game. Huh? Lo and behold, that shit worked because the offense is simplistic. Everybody think that Shanahan offense is such over the top. Yeah, it's over the top if you don't actually understand it, but it's not really that over the top. It's very simplistic. It's the key. It's the little things you gotta pick up. You, if you pick up the little thing that Shanahan offense, you shut their ass down every time. Every time. I ain't no getting around that. You definitely shut his ass down, and it's been shown.
Yeah,
Jay, you still?
yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Well, I don't
Can
think
you hear
James
me?
still here, but what I'm gonna do is, no, 8:14. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and head home, and what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna come back on later tonight and shot Shout out to Bergen. They did a they did a video earlier about the Rakia Jackson phone call, but he played it, and I'm gonna break that down later on tonight. That one and the call 10 days beforehand. We're gonna break all that down tonight. Um, we're gonna get into it. James, you go? Nothing.
I'm still here.
All right. Well, y'all tune in. Look out for the alert. It's gonna come. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rewatch both of I'm gonna rewatch both of those videos, well, both of the calls and stuff, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. I know the play-in games is going on tonight or whatever, so it probably be after that, but we're gonna get into it. All right, Sean. Uh, tune into it. We come back tonight. Find us on Facebook, both pages, the access, um, on X and Thread. And if you can't find us on none of them, always find us on Wednesday, 10 p.m. Um, right here. Start out with Falcon Talk. And to tell them the conversation will go, but you enjoy the ride along the way. But we're gonna get back into this scenario later on tonight. All right, y'all. Peace.